Before we can talk about a technology called photohydroionization, we need to talk for a minute about indoor air quality. Now, in the HVAC business, you know about indoor air quality. It has become, in the last 3 years, one of the most important buzzwords in the residential and commercial marketplaces. Why would it be interesting to the HVAC contractor to be involved in IAQ? One of the most important reasons is that it offers you an opportunity to take away some of the peaks and the valleys in your business cycle. A healthy indoor air quality business happens in months that don't have to be your peak heating and cooling seasons. So what do we need to know about indoor air quality before you can take new technology and apply it to build a stronger business? First of all, we have to understand that there are 3 main components to indoor air quality. Particulate, the second part of indoor air quality is called the microbial part. The third part of indoor air quality are gases. Now, how are we going to deal with the microbials and the gases found in typical residential and light commercial industries? Let's look at how we've done it in the past to start with. Most of you are familiar with the use of UV light. Ultraviolet germicidal light is a light that basically comes from the sun. We create it in UV lamps. Now, before I even start, I'll tell you, you will never hear RGF talk ill of UV light or ozone. And the fact of the matter is, we hold many patents in both technologies and use them every day in the purification of food and water. But we do not use them in the purification of air, and we'll show you why. First thing you need to understand about the use of UV light, whether it's a stick light like this, which you've probably installed quite a few of, is UV light works in a very interesting way. This stick light, when inserted in a duct, will basically emit energy from the elements inside these 2 bulbs. That energy, in the form of UVC light, will strike things that are in its line of sight. Interesting is that that light energy reduces or diminishes at an incredibly fast pace. In most UV applications, within 3 inches of the bulb, 90% of the original energy found at the surface has already gone. So the important part about UV is it needs to shine on something for an extended period of time. Because even though the light is much weaker than it was when it was first created, it has all the time in the world to shine on a coil that has mold. The second thing you need to understand is actually how UV kills mold. And the word kills is probably inaccurate. The energy from the photon light of the UVC disrupts the RNA and DNA structures of mold. It therefore sterilizes it and makes it impossible for it to grow. So what do we know about UV? It's excellent technology for mold on a coil. But what about microbials in gases and odors? They're airborne for the most part, in some cases surface-borne, but rarely in the ductwork. So standard UV light would not be a good application to kill microbials or to eliminate or neutralize odors or VOCs. Well, if we can't use UV light, what would we use? Now, it's hard enough for me to say that 4 or 5 times in a row without making a mistake, and I know you're probably going to be uncomfortable with that many words that you're not used to. So what we call it is PHI technology, P-H-I. P is for photo, meaning it has a light source. The H is for hydrogen, which means it has a water source or hydro. And the I is for ionization, which means we're changing the molecular structure and creating oxidizers. What exactly is PHI technology? It is the creation of 4 oxidizers, not unlike ozone, with one significant difference. They are not harmful to human beings. Those 4 oxidizers do not just kill things that are in their immediate area. They basically are created in what's known as an AOP, an advanced oxidizing process. That AOP moves from where it's created in the discharge side of the air handling unit all through the duct and all through the conditioned space. So the big difference is it kills microbials, it eliminates odors and VOCs throughout the conditioned airspace.
All these units and thousands more are sold. Their destination, China, and they're going to fight the SARS epidemic.
It has advanced oxidation gases in it that create basically hydroperoxides.
RGF has been producing HVAC units for 18 years. They basically kill airborne bacteria, mold, and germs. They are used everywhere. Southern Fresh Foods in Riviera Beach uses them to keep the air clean and free of bacteria. But China has found a new use for them, fighting SARS. The government tested them in subway stations and claims it kills the disease that has killed almost 1,000 people worldwide. That means hundreds of thousands of units will have to be made and shipped out. 500 units are being built daily, not enough to keep up with the demand. The president of RGF says he could have never imagined creating a product that would save lives. Employees here are working very long hours trying to meet the demand. RGF made 100,000 HVAC units last year. China's first order this year is expected to be a lot more than that. For the one to turn to in West Palm Beach, Belkis Rodriguez, News 12.